Good morning, Abosai. Good morning, good morning.
Good morning, Rabbi.
All right, Abosai. Good morning. Let us begin. We are continuing Emir Hashem in Os Beis with the hope, the expectation of finishing this particular Os today. So we left off on in the PDF that we've been using. We left off on page Chavav. So if you remember again, just the concept we left off with was the idea of Herav Shemesh. So Hatzaddik introduced this incredible idea that part of the Tara process of tshuva, right? Part of the Tara process of tshuva, part of the ability to go ahead and literally forge a different path forward in the future is the ability to believe that yesterday is yesterday and need not repeat itself today. Because sometimes we assume that the way life works is that whatever I was or whatever I did yesterday, by definition, indicates whatever I was or whatever I will be and whatever I will do today. And the concept of Herav Shemesh, the concept of sunset, of nightfall, in the context of Tumah, in the context of Tumah, which for us also signifies the context of sin, indicates that when the day comes to an end, the past is the past. Yesterday's sins need not follow me into today. Yesterday's mistakes need not be repeated today. I have the ability to remake myself, and each and every day. He says, Al derech shekasav harambam. He says this is similar to a concept espoused by the Rambam in Hilchos Tshuva, b'shinui Hashem. Remember, one of the things the Rambam brings down in Hilchos Tshuva is changing your name. Changing your name. If you look in the Be'uri HaChasidus on the left-hand side, he says, Al derech shekasav harambam, be'yan shinui Hashem, hamoi lebal tshuva, sha'adam mishana shmo. Sometimes when a person wants to become a Baal Tshuva, he changes his name. Kilomar, Kilomar liatzmo, Ani Acher, Ve'eni Osa Ish Sha'asa Osan Hamaisim. Remember, the concept of Shinu Hashem, of changing your name when it comes to Tshuva, is a way of saying, I'm a different person. I'm a different person. I'm not the person who committed this sin. I've changed my identity. He says, Kimoke Mispari She'inyan Gam Lagabe Shinui Hazman. So Reb Tzaddik says as follows: the Rambam speaks of Shinui Hashem, which is a change of identity. Change of identity. I'm not the same person. You see, I will say, part of the process of tshuva is a recognition that I could become someone different if I so choose. I have that ability to become someone different. So the Rambam gives actual form to that by telling the individual to change their name. Darchei Abal Tshuva is l'shanos shmo, to change your name. Reb Tzaddik is taking this concept and just applying a little bit of a different way. So this concept of Shinui Hashem, changing your name, there's also a concept of Shinui Hazman, a changing of time. Kilomar, ke'omer li'atzmo, eini omed achshav ba'osa zman ugvul. Dahainu, she'eni omed ke'es ba'osam hatnoim, kimo be'esa ba'osa ha'es shenet mesi b'chet, v'hem garmo li az lachto. So we'll say the same way, says Reb Tzaddik, that ultimately, again, there's Shinui Hashem, changing your name, changing your identity. I'm not the same person. There is also Shinui Hazman, a changing of time. A changing of time. And Shinui Hazman, change of time, says, yesterday need not be repeated today. Kiyahu Yoma de Kagarim, because at the end of the day, yesterday when I sinned, that sin was associated and was tethered with yesterday. See, I will say, this is incredible. See, what the Rambam tells us is sometimes when we make mistakes, we assume that those mistakes become part and parcel of who we are, and there's an inseparable bond between me and the sin. So the Rambam says, change your name, change your identity. No, you could change who you are, you could change what you are. Reb Tzaddik says that we assume that there's an inseparable bond between myself and time. And so time is a continuum. So whatever happened yesterday will ultimately go ahead and repeat itself today. To which Reb Tzaddik says, There's Shinoi Hazman, change of time. Sun goes down. Just like there's a new calendrical day, so too again, I need not repeat the events of yesterday. Today again, he goes on, he says, Kiahu Yom Hagarim, B'chol Yom V'Yom Ha'adam Omeid B'matzav U'Be'inyan Acher. Every single day, says Rab Tzaddik, Shinoi Hazman. There's new time, there's new opportunity, there's new beginning. I look at the Be'urei HaChasidus on that, he says, Dahainu, B'nesivas Acheros B'shonos L'chalutin, Hamashpios Alav, Lochein, Yotachin Sheba Azli Dechet O Rak Machmas Matzavo HaMesuyam Sheba Seyam. So we'll say, interestingly enough, Rab Tzaddik also understands that the notion of the day doesn't just represent a calendrical date. The day represents a whole variety of circumstances. And we know this, we've spoken about this so many times in different contexts, that Chet, sin, does not just simply materialize from nowhere. Chet is a composite. Chet is the culmination. Sin is the culmination of a variety of other things which ultimately occurred, which then lead to the sin itself. So Shinoi Hazman says, the reason sometimes I get myself into these circumstances, that was a whole variety of different ingredients that led to that final result. But those ingredients, that's yesterday. Shinoi Hazman, today, new time. And those same ingredients need not be present, and those same ingredients need not define the outcome of what today is going to be. He goes on, he says, look at the end of the Be'erech Hasidus Umamela, Bechiluf Osahayom, when the day passes and a new day arrives. This is so beautiful. Yochol hu lahargish kiluhu adam acher. A person could feel as if he's a different person. V'shona lechalutin, fundamentally different. Ve'eno shayich klal lechet zeh shechata ba'avar. And he need not feel any level of connection to the sins of the past. An incredible Yisod, I will say. So the Rambam has Shinoi Hashem, change your name, change your identity. Reb Tzaddik, Shinoi Hazman. And that is why, you're just holding it back, that is why by Tumah, when can the Kohen go in to eat Truma? Remember again, the Kohen becoming Tameh, according to Reb Tzaddik, is the metaphor for the individual making dramatic life mistakes and ultimately absorbing a level of tumah, of impurity as a result of those mistakes. So how does the Kohen rectify the mistakes? Number one, immersion in the mikvah. A decision to live better and to do better, surround myself with spirituality going forward. But ultimately, again, when does that occur? Head of Shemesh, nightfall. There has to be a Shinoi Hazman, because a person has to recognize that I have to change myself. Time, one day need not bleed into the other. One day need not inform or indicate what is going to happen to that. When one day ends, that gives me the opportunity to create something dramatically new tomorrow. He goes on, with this we'll end, V'shimsha Mamela Arva. Another interesting Yisod, I will say, which is to understand the sun sets by itself. It's actually interesting. So the Gemara, Tzaddik is quoting over the Gemara Maseches Pesachim, that Shimsha Mamela Arva. The sun sets by itself. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? He says, if you look in the Be'orei HaChasidus, now on page Chaf Zayin, the right-hand side, in the Be'orei HaChasidus, about 4 lines in, V'hari inyan zeh, ba l'ramez gam l'gabe taras ha'nefesh, hanigmeres ba'adam al yidei shinoi hazman, shargasha shinoi hagamra b'nafsho shel adam, v'yicholoso lehiskaber mechadosh neged yitzra ra, nasis ba'ofen shel mamela. But listen to how beautiful this is. So maybe you're sitting here, I'm learning this piece and I'm thinking to myself, this is beautiful, right? Beautiful. But here's the only problem. Maybe I don't have the koach to change my continuum of time. See, Rabbosai, the fact that Reb Tzaddik is equating his Shinoi Hazman with the Rambam's Shinoi Hashem tells me as follows, that just like Shinoi Hashem requires dynamic human activity. I have to change my name, right? No one does that for me. I have to change it. So the might say maybe Shinoi Hazman also requires some type of dynamic human activity. To which Reb Tzaddik says, according to Gemara, Shimsha Mamela Arva. Here's the incredible part. The sun goes down no matter what you do or you don't do. Right? Meaning the day comes to an end and another one begins, whether you decide that or not. To which Reb Tzaddik says, Ki al Yidei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Rabbi said, do you know what the greatest gift that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us, the greatest gift, is sunset followed by nightfall. Says Reb Tzaddik, that is the greatest gift, because that is the gift of a new beginning. That is a gift of a new day. That is a gift that says that even though I don't have the koach to begin a new day, or to put the clothes on yesterday and believe that I could begin a new tomorrow, whether you believe it or not is irrelevant. Kadosh Baruch Hu does it for us. The greatest gift, says Reb Tzaddik, that the Ribono Shel Olam gives us is sunset and nightfall, bringing to a close one day and opening up a brand new one with boundless and endless possibilities. Because over here it quotes the Gemara Maseches Kiddushin that says, if a person would not have divine assistance, he would be unable to fight against the Yetzer Hara. So we'll say one of the greatest forms of assistance that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us, ultimately again, is the koach of a new day. And unlike Shinoi Hashem, the Rambam's changing of a name, which requires me to actively do something, the brand new day doesn't require anything of me. Or I should say, the ability to experience a brand new day does not require me to do anything. It is something HaKadosh Baruch Hu does totally and fully on his own. That is the great gift that the Ribono Shel Olam gives us. So we'll say, so this we just see a little bit in over the course of a couple of shiurim, Reb Tzaddik's incredible and dynamic framework of tshuva. So again, just to close out, Reb Tzaddik is saying that tshuva is comprised of two parts: tara al ha'avar, purity on the past, and ultimately again, tara lahaba, purity for the future, and kapara al ha'avar, atonement for the past. I have to choose to live differently going forward, but I also have to go ahead and reconcile my past. Choosing to go ahead and reconcile and choosing to go forward is accomplished with a mikvah, enveloping myself in a new system, in a new world of spirituality. But what happens, again, if I'm not ready to reconcile my past? What happens if it's too difficult, too painful? So what's the halacha? The Gemara says, kapara eino ma'akev. You could say Kriya Shema, ultimately again, even with just tara, even without kapara. So you see that although at some point in time I must reconcile my past, at the end of the day, right now, if it's too difficult to do so, just move yourself forward. Just move yourself forward. All you need is tara in order to be able to recite Kriya Shema. All you need is tara, ultimately again, in order to go ahead and forge a new path forward. But says Reb Tzaddik, the other thing you need is Erev Shemesh, the sun going down. The belief that a new day brings new possibilities and need not be a carbon copy of yesterday. In the same way that we have Shinoi Hashem by the Rambam's Tshuva, Shinoi Hazman by Reb Tzaddik says brand new opportunity. And the greatest gift that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us is the gift of a brand new day. Erev Shemesh is not something I have to do. Erev Shemesh is something that God does for me, opening the pathway, paving the way, ultimately again for the ability to start anew. All right, we finish Os Yud Beis right in time for Shabbos Kodesh, and then Mir Hashem next week we'll begin Os Yud Gimel.